hit shot.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Chicken Fingers, your friendly neighborhood commentator, and today we are looking at the new pyro weapon from the Triad update, the Neon Annihilator. New things just happened to this weapon. Now it can remove sappers, and they did fix the negative side. It says 20% damage versus players. It's a minus 20% damage versus players now. Of course, 100% critical hit versus wet players. That's any player covered in water, Girardi, or Mad Milk, and no random critical hits, which doesn't bother me because I play on a server that has no random critical hits. So let's break down this weapon. Let's take a good look at it and see what it does in actual combat. So from the new update, the weapon now does glow, also can remove sappers. Here, a spy is going to place a sapper on a sentry. I can take it off in approximately 2 hits. So this weapon is good, but would it be a direct upgrade from the Homewrecker? No, the Homewrecker gets rid of sappers in 1 hit. And 2, it can also do damage, more damage to buildings. I think it's 100%. So while it's not a direct upgrade, it is a good alternative. Say you're down in in the sewers, and your NG has a telly and a sentry, a whole nest in the enemy sewers. Once they get out of the water, they gotta face the fact that this thing does 100% damage to them while they're still wet. And 2, a spy's gotta deal with the fact that you can remove his sappers. Now you couple that together with the fact that you have the air blast on the flamethrower or degreaser, or whichever one you're using, plus a shotgun I would prefer since you're going to be around water. This weapon can absolutely be a nightmare for offensive pushes and for spies. Now there's 2 qualities about this weapon that I do kind of like. One is obviously the death animation for energy weapons, which is that slow writhing up in pain towards the sky, fizzing out colors. It's pretty cool. I love it and I love to see it. So that's one thing. The other is the fact that this weapon makes you feel like a total boss in the water. I couldn't help but hum to myself the Jaws theme, the da-dum, da-dum, while I'm sitting there with this weapon in my hands waiting for some poor sap to come along like this pyro and just annihilate them. It's a great feeling, and it's pretty intense. Gold Rush, Gravel Pit, and Granary. 3 different maps that have one major thing in common. Okay, 2. Well, they all start with G, but secondly, none of them have water, and that's what this weapon relies on, guys. This weapon relies on you being able to attack players coming out of the water. It's a weapon that gives the pyro some kind of strength, quote unquote, in the water, and yet there are still maps with no water. So unless Valve does some heavy map editing, hint hint, they won't, but unless they do, this weapon is extremely situational and extremely gimmicky, and you have to go out of your way, and sometimes unsuccessfully, because a lot of times when you're in the water with that weapon, players are like, oh crap, he's got that weapon out, and try to shoot you from a distance. So which is what they do on land, but on land you have the option of equipping the Extinguisher, a real pyro melee weapon, which coupled with the degreaser, I mean the puff, blow, and slash with that weapon is more damage, it's faster, less situational, and all around better. So even though you can remove the sappers, which if you're gonna do that anyways, I would recommend the Homewrecker just to begin with because it's faster. But if you're going to use this weapon, you might as well just be putting yourself in the water and just hanging out there all day, because that's pretty much what I had to do to get kills with this weapon. It's an extremely situational weapon. Now I'm not saying it's underpowered, because I don't believe it's underpowered, because in certain maps it's going to be very overpowered, and in certain maps it's going to be completely freaking useless. So I'm not saying it's either, it's just gimmicky. So that's the Neon Annihilator in a nutshell. I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. If you did, you know what to do. You can give it a like. If you really liked it, you can, of course, give it a favorite. I do appreciate everything, especially the comments down below. Let me know what you want to see. My name is Chicken Fingers. I am your friendly neighborhood commentator, and I will see you on the battlefield. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen.
Want some of this?